What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kick It with King. It's my first video. Since Father Day just passed, I decided to go ahead and give y'all the story about how I became a father. Alright, so the story go back to when I was I think I was probably around 15. I met this girl. She was a cousin of my neighbor. So, the street I lived on, pretty much everybody that I hung with or kicked it with every day, we was all in the streets in some form of fashion. You know what I mean? So, ended up meeting this girl, whatever, little brown skin thing. You know, back in them days, new girl on the block, everybody trying to see who gonna be the first to get her. So I ended up approaching her. You know what I mean? Get her name, end up getting her number. You know, right off the rip, I seen that she wasn't no. I could tell that she wasn't like into the streets and nothing. She basically, she was like a square. I could tell she was a square. You know, by the way she talked and, you know what I mean, just by the way she acted. So when she told me she was a virgin, I wasn't even surprised. Because, by this time, I was sexually active. You know, all my guys, we was all sexually active. Even though at the young age we was already, having sex with multiple girls and all type of stuff going on. But anyway, so I ended up kicking it with her, talking on the phone, doing all little fake, I guess, fake boyfriend, girlfriend stuff or whatnot. So at the time, I thought I was a little pretty boy. You know, I always had multiple girls that I was talking to. You know, me and my guys back in them days, that getting girls was like a sport. You know what I mean? That was like our thing. You know what I mean? Like we all thought we was players or whatever. So that was a sport to us. How many girls we could get or talk to or whatever. So she pretty much got in the rotation with what I had going on. And she found out that she had to basically fight for her for the attention. You know what I mean? So especially by her not, being, active, sexually active, she really wasn't getting as much attention as other girls I was talking to. So the day happened, just so happened, my parents went out of town. They gone out of town. My pops, he done left me some money, some emergency money. I got food, you know what I mean? I'm good. Everybody out of town, everybody's going. I'm the only one there at the house. So, we basically, me and my guys is down there, we kicking it, playing the game or whatever, got the music blasting, probably got some pizza order, we just kicking back, chilling. So, next thing I know, I hear knock at my door. I go to the door, and it's the square chick. So I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, yo, what's up? What's going on or whatnot? She looks at me dead in my eyes and says, I'm ready. I'm like, you ready for what? Meanwhile, my guy, my dog Debo, he's standing right here next to me. You know what I'm saying? He can hear everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? She like, I'm ready. Let's just get this over with. I'm like, what you talking about? She looking at me serious. And I'm looking at her serious because, honestly, I'm really not feeling like too enthusiastic about this because I know she's a square. You know what I mean? I really was trying to cut her some slack. You know what I mean? I really was trying to cut her some slack. Because at the time, like I said, I already had a lot of little chicks digging me. So I really wasn't really too hard up. I really was going ahead and let her live. But she like, nah, let's get this over with. So being that my homeboy is right here hearing all this, I can't punk out now. So even, what I'm saying, not saying I was gonna punk out, but I really can't punk out if I wanted to. He's sitting right here hearing everything. So, I let her in the house, take her upstairs. One thing led to another. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so after that happened, things basically went back to normal. You know, I went back to doing what I was doing. I guess she went back to doing what she was doing. I know. I remember her telling me she had a little job or whatnot. I had a little job at the time working at, I think, Kmart or whatever. So things basically went back to how they was before. You know, it really wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't no big deal to me. I was already, like I said, me and my guys, we was already sexually active. So it really wasn't no big thing. It really was just, another one, another notch. Okay, as time go by, I'm still seeing her cousin or whatnot. Oh, I forgot this part. So after that, I forgot about this part. So after me and her sealed the deal with that, a little later on in the summer, like maybe a few weeks after that, her family gets into a big fight with my family and my homeboy sisters. Basically, my sisters and my homeboy sisters gets into a fight with the chick. You know what I mean? The chick that I did it with, her and her cousins or whatever, her girl cousins. So it's a big girl fight. You know what I mean? My people's over here and her people's over there. They get into a big ass fight. It's like going down. Summertime is crazy. You know what I mean? It's like they out here throwing blows like dudes. You feel me? So we out here watching a fight or whatever, and it's going down. I see old girl, the one I was with, she started running or whatever. She couldn't hang. She couldn't get in the mix. She ain't want to mix it up. She got the running. But yeah, we had seen all that. You know, that was funny to us or whatever. So after that happened, I really didn't see old girl, because it was smoke on the block. So I really stopped. I really ain't see her for a minute. I really, kind of like forgot about her actually. Till one day, I get a call, and I remember this vividly. One day I get a call, and this was before cell phones, you know what I mean? So I get a call from the girl, my neighbor across the street. But as I'm talking to her, I'm wondering like why she calling me. So I automatically know how the games girls play or whatever. Automatically knew it had to be some type of three-way going on. So I called her out, the old girl out on three-way, and she spoke up, admitted that they had some three-way going on the phone. So I'm like, what's going on? Because I ain't heard from her. She telling me like, well, I just called to tell you that I'm pregnant and this and that and whoop-de-whoop and da-da-da. So I'm like, so at the time, I'm like, you pregnant? Fuck, like, what you mean you pregnant? You feel me? I'm like, Kane off a minute, like, fuck you telling me for type shit. But anyway, she goes to tell me she's pregnant. And she not keeping it, this and that. So once she said that, I spoke up quick, like, okay, so listen, you're not going to keep it then. Well, look, this is what I'm going to do. I can give you, a couple hundred, you know what I'm saying? You can meet up with me, I can give it to you, or I can get a couple hundred to your cousin and she can get it to you, or however you want to do it, because once she said that, I wasn't looking at it like, I'm looking at it like this a good thing. She got the right mindset, She talking abortion, she got the right mindset. So I spoke up on giving her that money quick. So she goes to tell me, nah, don't worry about it. You ain't got to give me nothing, this, down the third. I'm like, no, don't even worry about it. Because at the time, like I said, I was working at a Super Kmart. I'm like, yeah, I can get you that money, whoop-de-whoop. She like, no, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it, this, down the third. So after that conversation, I didn't see her or talk to her for a nice amount of time. So let's just say after that convo, I didn't see her talk to her. I ended up seeing her cousin one day, and her cousin told me to come here. So I goes over there to her porch. This was like months later. She shows me some pictures of a baby. So I'm looking at the pictures with her. I'm like, so what the fuck? Like, why you showing me this? She like, well, my cousin ended up having a baby, and it's your baby. So I'm looking at this shit like, man, you got to be bullshitting. So at the time, I'm looking at it. I'm not 100% sure what she telling me is facts. You know, so me and my guys, we up here talking about it, throwing it around like, you know, maybe it is, maybe it ain't. Like I didn't know what to do, honestly. At the time, probably about 16. So I'm thinking like, nah, this can't, like, it can't be. She said she was getting an abortion. So what, you know what I mean? So I'm still not believing it, because at the same time, I know girls play a lot of games. I know that she could have got any baby pictures from anywhere, and just because she's saying it's my baby don't automatically mean that this is my baby. So that was what it was, you know what I mean? Me and my guys, we talked about it probably for like the rest of the day. It was what it was. Time goes on, time goes on. I'm living my life. She living hers. I haven't seen her because, you know, I never knew where she lived. The only time I seen her is when she came to her cousin's house on my block. Time goes on, time goes on. I'll say about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years go by. I'm probably about going on 18 at the time, if I wasn't 18 already. I'm riding down the street, about to pull up at the house. I see old girl at her cousin's house. No, actually, she wasn't even at her cousin's house. She was 2 doors down from her cousin's house at this other girl's house. Her car parked right there. She's standing outside the car talking to the girl that stayed 2 doors down from her cousin. So as soon as I seen her, I stopped. I pulled right up. Like, I got out, like, what's going on? Where you been at? I ain't seen you in a while. You know, she like, well, I've been this and that, you know, small talk, whatever. So I'm like, what's going on? How you been? Whatever. She goes to tell me, I got something for you. I'm like, so I'm looking at her, you know, like, what the fuck you got for me? So she started walking to the car. I'm like, what the fuck? She done bought me some shoes or something? That's what I'm thinking. Like, she must have bought me some shoes, outfit or something. So I follow her to the car. I look in the back seat, and it's a baby sitting in the car seat. Man, I damn near stroked out right then and there, dog. I was feeling like Red Fox, nigga. I thought I was about to have a big one. Man, so I'm looking like, what you mean, what you got? I'm like, who is this? She goes to tell me, that's your baby, that's your daughter. I'm like, man, last time I talked to you, you told me that you was pregnant, you was getting an abortion. She said, yeah. Well, I didn't get the abortion. I said, yeah, I could see that. So me being me, you know, I'm thinking quick, I'm thinking fast. I say, okay, all right, look, follow me down here to the house. I have her follow me. It ain't that far, a couple doors down to my house. Tell her to bring the baby in the house so my family can see the baby. See, I tell them what's going on. This old girl, Blase Splee. She say, this is my daughter. Here, mom and dad. Ta-da! They looking at me like, what the fuck you mean? They looking at me crazy. They looking at me, they looking at her. They looking at the baby. Back at me, back at her, back at the baby. My pop scratching his head. My mama face twisted up. My sister them looking like, this nigga then. They laughing and shit, damn near smirking with their hand over their mouth so people can't hear them laughing. So after that day, my mama them like, you know, I don't know if that's your baby or not. That's part one.